Hi, everybody. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying safe during this pandemic. And like many of you, we have time on our hands. So I figured I would show you a few of the things that I take with me on video shoots and that I use quite often or I find very useful. So today I want to go over some of the audio gear that I take with me on a regular basis. Okay, so why don't we take a look and see what's inside this repurposed bag that I use as an audio kit. And it travels with me for every shoot, no exceptions, even if I'm not specifically asked to do audio, if I'm just getting a feed and I've got my wireless mics, this comes with me and it saved my bacon many a time. So it's a repurposed bag. You could use whatever you have on hand. I'm sure you have bags that'll fit your gear. All right, we'll start off with the Tascam, the DR10X. The DR10X is a XLR recorder. It's great for plugging into your handheld microphone, or you can use it to record a second sound source, oftentimes from a DJ's board or something like that. It's kind of like having a mini Zoom H4 or H5 with you. So I'll show you how I use it shortly. Let's put that aside. All right, this was for my wireless mic originally. This is a XLR to 1/8 inch. It's just another adapter. A shorty cable. This is XLR male to female shorty cable. Comes in super handy. This is a repurposed subwoofer attenuator that a lot of times you'll use in home stereos. But what it's great for is adjusting the line level so that if you have too hot of a output signal from, let's say, a prosumer gear, and you're trying to record it into something like a Zoom recorder or send it even through a wireless transmitter, this will attenuate the signal. It's basically just a passive volume control. So it's come in handy quite a few times. Another item I find super handy is the Olympus VP10 pocket recorder. This recorder is fantastic for quick deployment. All you have to do is flick the switch literally and it'll activate. So right now, if you clip this onto your lapel, if you put it on a lectern, it's ready to go. It's recording, it's automatic level set. So it's really, really quick when you don't have time to wire somebody up. Sound quality isn't going to be as good as something like the Tascam DR10C or a good wireless transmitter and receiver set. But in a pinch, this could really, really save you. And it's about $100, I think. So I keep one handy. Sometimes I'll keep it in a pocket of mine. So if I'm doing a run and gun shoot and somebody decides to do a quick stand-up, I could take this out, flick it on, put it on them, and I'm good to go. Now, pair of little earbud headphones. Also very important to have. They help with sound isolation as well. So that's great. This is probably the most important piece of kit in here. It's the ART Splitcom Pro. There's a lot of boxes like this or accessories like this that allow you to take one input, a main input, and split it to two outputs. It also has a couple of extra features that are nice, a ground lift if you're getting hum, and a phase reversal. So you can also use it as the reverse, which is you can take two inputs and push it through one output. But almost all the time I'm using it as a mic splitter. So if I'm working with a DJ and they have a wireless mic that they're using, what I'll often do if I can is take a split from their wireless mic, feed one cable into here, a return goes to him, and the other one goes to my recorder or transmitter. And as I showed you before, let me grab the Tascam. If you have the Tascam DR10X, and I prefer to use it with a short cable, and you plug it into one of the outputs, you now have a little pocket, basically a Zoom H4 type recorder where you can record your channel from the mix board right to your recorder. And I typically send the second channel out to my transmitter, so it goes right to my camera. So if you have a wireless transmitter, XLR plug-in type transmitter, you could do that and have a backup recording at the same time. Continuing on with recorders, it's the Tascam DR10L. And it's just a lav recorder that also works great in a pinch. Batteries, of course. I've got some foam windscreen protection in here. Adapters, you get your 1/4 inch to XLR. You've got a barrel attenuator. So this little guy, the XLR male and female attenuator, has a 20, 30, 40 variable attenuation. So if you're plugging into, let's say, a PA, an amplified PA, that's going to be a really hot signal. So if you're sending that out to a recorder unit or a wireless transmitter, it's going to overload your circuits unless you have built-in attenuation. So this little passive attenuator with the 3 settings allows you to pretty much dial in the correct levels so you don't overdrive anything. And then this is what's called a sex changer for obvious reasons. It's male, male, so if you need to plug in an end and you have the wrong connection for some reason, sex changer. All right, so those 3. And coming down to the last bit of it, extra batteries, both AA and AAA batteries are in here. And we've got an 1/8 inch stereo to RCA, and with the RCA, I have 2 adapters over here. So I've got a couple of 1/4 inch, these are mono, single ring. You get 2 channels this way. You could plug it into a Zoom H4, H5, or there's some recording gear that has the 1/4 inch inputs. And this will allow you to take it from, let's say, a laptop, if you're recording from a laptop or some other source, typically consumer source, or vice versa, going into out. And finally, this is my own invention, saving the best for last. So this is a MXL snare drum microphone. It's pretty much the smallest dynamic mic I can find. And I mated it to a very powerful magnet over here. I got a 1/4-20 thread at the bottom, with the addition of something like the Tascam recorder, which works with dynamic microphones. You can take a unit like this and toss it right onto a metal grill of a PA, hit the record button, and you're good to go. This will not distort. This is meant to take really high sound levels. So with one of these quick deployments, oftentimes if I can't get a feed, and let's say there's stage monitors, there's PAs, I'll just go up and slap this bad boy on a grill, somewhere midway between the woofer and the tweeter. So you don't want it right on the tweeter itself. All you'll get is the high frequencies. And you don't want it right on the woofer either, because all you'll get is the low frequencies. So someplace in the middle, you can listen through the headphone ports when you're placing it, and the magnet sticks it on there really nicely, and it's a real lifesaver. It's a real game changer. That's pretty much it for my emergency carry-all audio bag. And I'm going to do a future episode with some other gear that I find super handy to have. But in the meantime, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and I'll be glad to answer. Hope you guys are staying safe. Hope you guys are sheltering in place. The faster we can get through this, the better for everybody.